Going through a series of doing a diagnosis by symptoms to get to the actual roots of our problems, of those annoying things in our life. And today I am going over the symptom of feeling like I can do it all. I can do it all. I will do it all. In fact, I want other people to help, but I won't let other people help. Have you ever suffered with this? Maybe you're suffering with it now. If so, I want you to tune in. What we're going to do is go 3 questions deep as I analyze this client's symptom of relying on self, and we get to the actual root of the problem. Hey warrior, welcome to Heal with God. Do you want to heal from hurt and heartache? Do you find yourself constantly thinking of ways to heal from trauma, anxiety, and depression, only to be met with the fear of failing and feeling hopeless? Hey there, I'm Heather O'Brien. I too was a Christian sitting on the pews every Sunday, but hopelessly living with addictions as well as depression and anxiety for years. I prayed for myself, but I was full of shame, being stuck in cycles I couldn't break free from. My healing and deliverance came from learning how to hear God's voice. Okay, stay with me here. I didn't know that was a thing either. I didn't know the God of the universe, my creator, wanted to personally talk to me, but he did, and he does. Through prayer, God gave me a blueprint of step-by-step instructions to forgive the unforgivable, heal from trauma, and be delivered of limiting beliefs as well as addictions. If you're ready to find healing with God through prayers that actually work, this podcast is for you. Warrior, I pray the spirit of revelation comes upon you now, and may your heart and mind be receptive to hearing God's voice as you tune in. Have you ever really questioned why you have consistent indecisiveness, procrastinate, and have anxiety rather than just accepting it? I'm having a free prophetic healing workshop on August 12th where I'm going to be coaching live. You can learn why you are consistently indecisive, procrastinating, and have anxiety in 3 simple steps with me. During this workshop, I'm going to do live coaching for a few lucky winners. If this is something that you would like to learn or maybe even be chosen to be coached on, go sign up right now. The winners for the free live coaching during the workshop will be chosen according to first come, first serve, so don't wait to sign up. Can I save you a spot? I want you to click on the link right now to register to attend this free workshop that's going to happen on August 12th. This is episode 114, and I am going through a series of what I'm going to call diagnosing symptoms. So we're going to do this for several episodes leading up to this workshop that's happening August 12th. I want you to see what it's going to look like, and I want you to get excited. Maybe you have a symptom in your life that doesn't quite make sense. You feel God tapping on your shoulder and you want to get to the bottom of it. Well, that's what this workshop is going to do. I'm going to teach you what I am doing in these episodes. I'm finding a symptom, I'm diagnosing them, and this is all through the power of the Holy Spirit. So in this situation, the client was feeling like the symptom ultimately was, I can do it all, but my feelings say otherwise. In other words, she was really kind of annoyed, frustrated, aggravated, whatever word you want to use, because she wasn't getting help, like around the house with chores, with various things. She was overwhelmed because she felt like she needed to do it all because she could do it all. And I could see this happening in a lot of different scenarios. For instance, not even asking for help because you have this feeling that you can do it all. Maybe you even have a feeling of you should be able to do it all, maybe according to other people's standards, or I've heard it where the mother-in-law used to do all of these things, so I should be able to do them too. So there's this guilt trip going on of I should be able to do all these things. Keyword here is should, that equals guilt. But if you're going through this symptom, you want to ask yourself these 3 questions. So this is the questions that I specifically asked to this client based off the Holy Spirit's leading. One question leads to the next. And I really usually just go 3 questions deep. So question 1 was, well, who told you that you can do it all? And her response is, my past told me I have to do it all so that we don't go without. Ooh, now that might not be your answer. You need to ask yourself that question with the Holy Spirit and hear what your answer is, and it'll lead to your next question. Our next question came from that answer, and question 2 was, what makes you think God is not going to meet your needs. And her response is, my past experiences are telling me I need to make it happen. So we take that answer and we form the third question. Why is it hard for you to trust God for provision? And her response is, I have never relied on anyone before. Now, as you're hearing these responses, it's very likely that you have similar responses. I've seen this play out over and over again. In some form or fashion, you have some kind of the same answers. So if you have this symptom of, I can do it all, but my feelings are saying otherwise, like I really am overwhelmed, I really am stressed out here, even though I believe I can do it all. The real problem here is not the symptom. The real problem here is you don't know if you can really trust or rely on anyone, even God. And that is a serious issue that really needs to be dealt with healing with God. And it's not as simple as just finding the problem. That's not your ultimate healing. Yay, we found the problem. I love a diagnosis. When I received my diagnosis, it was the thing that really made me feel like this awareness of, now I have named it, but I then needed steps to go forward. And that's what I hope to help you with the different programs that I offer. Feel free to go to heatherobrien.net/courses and you can look at all the programs that I offer for your healing with God. But for right now, if you're just looking for your first step, if you notice a symptom in your life, I would say to you, God is tapping you on your shoulder. Listen to the tap, do the diagnosis, ask the questions, and assess the situation. Find out what lies that you're believing and what consequences there are to those lies. Because I promise you, if you are bound by a lie, there are consequences in your life, and maybe you haven't even assessed what they are. They could be blinding you. Maybe you think, well, there's not any consequences, but that's rarely true to believing lies in our life. We want to believe the truth because the truth will set us free. I want to remind you that on August 12th, I have a free prophetic healing workshop where I am going to do this with you. I'm going to do a short training on how to do this, how I go 3 questions deep with the Holy Spirit. And then if you want to submit a question, all you have to do is register for the workshop. You'll get a link in your email that gives you access to be part of the workshop for free. This is all just free training where I am wanting to serve my audience. Click on the link in the show notes. Otherwise, I bless you. I pray blessings and favor will chase you down. Well, hey, warrior, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for taking your time to tune in. Just to be clear, the opinions, services, and/or products mentioned by the host or guest on this podcast do not guarantee the results or outcomes of any kind. You alone are exclusively accountable for the results, consequences, and outcomes for your life. This podcast isn't a substitute for your physician or therapist, but I'm honored you included me on your spiritual growth journey. Would you take a moment right now to pause and share this episode with at least one person you thought of while listening? It might be the very encouragement they need today to know that you were thinking of them. Also, it would mean so much to me if you take a minute to leave me a written review on Apple Podcasts, letting me know how this podcast is encouraging or challenging you. And if you haven't yet, scroll down to the show notes below and sign up for the weekly Heal with God Insider email, as well as the community Facebook group. I'm looking forward to connecting with you again next Monday, warrior. Until then, I pray blessings and favor will chase you down.